When you get old enough, there are a few choices you can make. You could do the responsible thing, go to university, get a job, and live the rest of your life like a normal person would. And honestly, that's probably the smart thing to do. But if you're anything like me, there's always this lingering sense of dissatisfaction. Like no matter what job you get, you feel like it's just not working out. You feel out of place, you feel like you're wasting time making someone else richer while getting a tiny fraction of the profits. You just can't escape the desire to start something of your own. You keep jumping between ideas, starting a business, launching an app, creating a YouTube channel, or even an indie game of your dreams. And then one day you get that burst of motivation and you decide that your time has finally come and you start doing it. You spend evenings and nights working on it, you try again and again, and eventually it's time to launch it. Finally ready to start your business, publish your first video, or even announce your game. It's difficult, your palms are sweating, your pulse jumps over 100, but then you take a deep breath and press that release button, and then nothing. A day, a week, a month later, your expectations were modest, but the result was even less impressive than you could ever imagine. You start questioning yourself, did I do something wrong? What have I done? What if I'm just not good enough? But then some time goes by and you tell yourself, that's fine, mama didn't raise a quitter after all. You start all over, your motivation is through the roof, you work day and night, you forget what a weekend is. Gaming nights turn into hustle nights, and finally, it's time. All your dreams, the expensive cars, the paid mortgage, that one Steam game that never goes on sale, all of it is just a click away. You can feel it, so you gather your strength and click that release button. You know, I don't blame you for trying. I've been like that ever since I was a kid. I started YouTube channels, I made mobile apps, video games, and did I mention YouTube channels? I mean, look at me now, a grown-ass adult still trying to make it big on this platform. And to be real, if I had $1 for every failed project that I started, I probably would have earned more than I did with all these projects combined. It sucks, but that's the reality of trying to be an independent creator. I wouldn't blame you for thinking that if you put X amount of effort, you'll get a Y number of rewards. But it just doesn't work like that. Mathematically, no matter what you do, your odds of becoming the next Toby Fox or the next PewDiePie are astronomically low. But before you click off, I'm not here to tell you to stop. In fact, I'd be a massive hypocrite if I told you that, oh, your odds are low, you can't do it, stay in school, get a job. The way I see it, every time you try something new, you have a tiny chance to make it big. Though I really don't like the idea that everything comes down to a single gamble, it's unfortunately exactly how it feels. You can't get everything right on your first try. When you get more experience, your chance of making it grows bigger. If your odds of doing something are like 10%, you might try once or twice and give up. In fact, that's what most people do. But if you're really stubborn and want to make it big, you'll try 10 or even 20 times. And this is where mathematically the odds turn out to be in your favor. But there's still one important thing that I haven't mentioned. See, when we create something, for instance, an indie game, sometimes we get so focused on the success that we forget to look at the bigger picture. When you work on something, it's easy to convince yourself that you are special and that your project will be the one that becomes an instant success. In other words, we completely understand that our chances are low, and yet we still somehow believe that we are the exception and that we'll become an overnight success. I think it's just something about our psychology. The same reason people buy lottery tickets or get addicted to gambling. Don't do it, by the way. Not just the gambling part. I fell for this trap so many times before, and that led me to making wrong decisions. I cut corners where I shouldn't have, and I simply had unrealistic expectations. So every time it happened, it became an especially painful gut punch. So please, don't expect miracles to happen. Trust me, when you're gonna be rich, it's not gonna be because of a miracle. That's why it's also a bad idea to give everything up and solely focus on your project. You'd definitely heard stories of people quitting their jobs, dropping out of college, or even selling their houses to start working on a project of their dreams. But ask yourself this, do you really have to do this? Is it completely out of realm of possibility to do this while keeping your job or staying in school? Most people that you've heard of didn't just give everything up to work on something. They already had a solid foundation and probably rich parents, let's be real. So if you can, don't blow up the bridges. Keep a safe path that you can always fall back to if you need to. So after all this, you might have just one important question in mind. Is it even worth it? And if you're really one of those people that I described in the beginning, who cares? It really doesn't matter what I say, you'll still do it. You'll keep trying again and again. You'll have setbacks, some small, some big, some catastrophic, but you'll keep trying years after years because it's your decision. So instead of telling you outright, let me just put it in another way. When it doesn't work, it sucks. But when it does work, it works like magic.